Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, November 8th, 2022, Election Day. I voted, and there are a lot of people out there in the church who are voting as well. Here we are, daily lectionary readings for Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. I was in Green Bay this morning with a conference meeting with Bishop Ann, and thus the late start, and did not do the pre-recording. So my apologies. Daily lectionary readings, 3 readings. Psalm 123 is our psalm reading. Job chapter 21, verse 1. And then verses 17 through 34 is the Old Testament reading. And the book of 2 John chapter 1, verses 1 through 13 is going to be the New Testament reading. Let us listen in to our scripture. Psalm 123. I am going to hit this button and switch the text from the New International to the Message. And here we go. I look to you, heaven-dwelling God. Look up to you for help. Like servants, alert to their master's command. Like a maiden attending her lady. She's watching and waiting, holding our breath, awaiting for your word of mercy. Mercy, God, mercy. We've been kicked around long enough, kicked in the teeth by complacent rich men, kicked when we're down by arrogant brutes. Job 21. Job replied, "Now listen to me carefully. Please listen. At least do me the favor of listening. Put up with me a little while I have my say. Then you can mock me later to your heart's content. Still, how often does it happen that the wicked fail, or disaster strikes, or they get their just deserts? How often are they blown away by bad luck? Not very often. You might say God is saving up the punishment for their children. I say, give it to them right now, so they'll know what they have done. They deserve to experience the effects of their evil, feel the full force of God's wrath firsthand. What do they care what happens to their families after they're safely tucked away in the grave? But who are we to tell God how to run his affairs? He's dealing with matters that are way over our heads. Some people die in the prime of life, with everything going for them, fat and sassy. Others die bitter and bereft, never getting a taste of happiness. They've laid out side by side in the cemetery, where the worms can't tell one from another. I'm not deceived. I know what you're up to, the plans that you're cooking up to bring me down. Navally, you claim that the castles of tyrants fall to pieces. The achievements of the wicked collapse. Have you ever asked world travelers how they see it? Have you not listened to their stories of evil men and women who got off scot-free, who never had to pay for their wickedness? Did anyone ever confront them with the crimes? Did they ever have to face the music? Not likely. They've given fancy funerals with all the trimmings, gently lowered into expensive graves, with everyone telling lies about how wonderful they were. So how do you expect me to get any comfort from your nonsense? You so-called comfort is a tissue of lies. So our New Testament reading comes from the book of 2 John. My dear congregation, I, your pastor, love you in very truth. And I'm not alone. Everyone who knows the truth, that has taken up the permanent residence in us, loves you. Let grace, mercy, and peace be with you in truth and love from God the Father and from Jesus Christ, the Son of the Father. I can't tell you how happy I am to learn that many members of your congregation are diligent in living out the truth, exactly as commanded by the Father. But permit me a reminder, friends, that this is not a new commandment, but simply a repetition of the original and basic charter. that we love each other. Love means following his commandments, and his unifying commandment is that you conduct your lives in love. This is the first thing that you heard, and nothing has changed. There are a lot of smooth talking con artists loose in the world who refuse to believe that Jesus Christ was truly human, a flesh and blood human being. Give them their true title: deceiver, antichrist. And be very careful about them so that you don't lose out on what you've worked so diligently in together. I want you to get every reward that you have coming to you. Anyone who gets so progressive in his thinking that he walks out of the teaching of Christ walks out on God. But whoever stays with the teaching stays faithful to both the Father and the Son. If anyone shows up who doesn't hold to this teaching, don't invite him in and give him the run of the place. That would just give him a platform to perpetuate his evil ways, making you his partner. I have a lot more things to tell you, but I'd rather not use paper and ink. I hope to be there soon in person and have a heart-to-heart talk. That will be far more satisfying to both you and me. Everyone here in your sister congregation sends greetings. And here ends our readings for the day.